Okay.
Yo,
Maybe some tech. Okay.
at least we caught that early because I just muted myself. There we go. So I got through one episode before where somebody fortunately had messaged us saying that like our mic wasn't on, so just had to check that, and now we're back on. But yes, you were talking about All Her Faults, Siobhan from Succession, and it's a very messy show.
Yeah, basically that's all it is. It's a 6.
Yeah,
it's a 6 for real. Or yeah, what was that? That's just 3 stars.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
no, that's a. I guess that's a day one. That's a day one stream.
Yeah, is it
on the
okay.
movie scale?
Okay.
So it's a limited series, you said. So it's not like you have to get invested too far. But
yeah,
I did have one, and it's just you can also add like this week I learned. Because I went to go see, again, just trying to add up and get my movie numbers up because, coming to the end of the year. So I've been watching a lot of old movies in theaters. This week was a Robert Redford movie because it was, he recently had passed and they were kind of going through a gauntlet of his movies. And this is the last one that they were showing. I haven't really seen too many Robert Redford movies. So this one was Sneakers. It had Sidney Poitier and Dan Aykroyd and River Phoenix and pretty much about a bunch of these guys that are in a group. They're a bunch of hackers and they get framed for, the murder of this one dude that had this kind of all encryption box that can pretty much encrypt anything.
What year is this?
92.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah.
I was thinking either early 90s, like just because you were talking about hackers.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's kind of the age of that, like, oh, we're getting network connectivity at like the local level and like all those type of movies are coming out.
Yeah, and they just did a rewatchables on it as well. So I'm like, okay, it's still, people really like this movie. I feel like I've heard of it, but I've never watched it. Great movie. I really enjoyed it. On the old school scale, I'm like, okay, yeah, I gave it a 4 stars on Letterboxd. So I'm like, yeah, definitely check that out.
4 out of 5.
But one of the guys that was in there was River Phoenix. Are you familiar with River Phoenix?
I know I should be familiar with him.
He's Joaquin Phoenix's brother, older brother. And he tragically passed away at like a club, like I think it was like drug incident or whatnot. But yeah, he was pretty much supposed to be like Leo before Leo.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? Like one thing he was also a member for. He was played a young Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones.
Okay,
like the third one. There was like a flashback scene of like a young Indiana, like on a train heist. I don't know if you remember that part, but. That was played by River Phoenix.
Sure.
Got me to look up. Okay, yeah, he's older brother to Joaquin, and then I see the siblings of Joaquin and River. Did you know Joaquin Phoenix has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 siblings?
No.
Yes, and they all have pretty much earthly names.
Okay.
So you have Joaquin, you have River.
Okay.
Rain, R-A, just like regular Rain, R-A-I-N. Jodine. So that's just kind of like a more normal name.
That's just an old school woman's name.
Summer.
Okay.
And Liberty.
Cool.
I was like, oh wow, like, well,
good naming.
Like, guys, like just again, most of them are not earthly, but you got Summer, Rain,
sure,
River, like.
There's probably a middle name Cloud in there somewhere.
Yeah.
Or something.
Yeah, well, that was just the week I learned. Just going through the
Sure. Random Phoenix family naming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have to be so down on my.
I'm not down on it. I'm just saying.
Okay, whatever.
Yeah, I was just saying subject matter wise. I'm like, yeah, I wouldn't. I mean, I don't know that.
Yeah.
I didn't.
That's this week. Sure. I learned. You don't have to. You don't have to rain on my shine.
I was just computing.
Rain on my summer.
Hey, no. Go ahead.
Let's start the show.
Doors opening. Step back to allow customers to exit.
Next one, my technical partner.
Ride Pro, Moody, and off the top rope. That's the We Up podcast.
Meet, taste, roll, the avenue of wrestling.
Follow us here on this YouTube channel. Like, comment, subscribe, do all the notification things. Give us an email at thewrestling@gmail.com. Lock in with us.
Episode 72 of the Wrestling Rehab podcast. We got any famous 72s?
We'll figure it out.
Okay.
I know I slacked. I forgot about it this week too, but hey, we'll be back on time. I think you should know one. You know the football numbers better than I would know.
Yeah, there is a 72. I think Bruce Smith.
They're definitely
Bruce Smith, I believe, was 72.
Go ahead. You can start it up right now. I'm gonna look it up.
Okay, but yeah, either way, it's a jam-packed week. There's a lot of stuff. WWE's in New York for both Raw and NXT.
Oh, Will the Fridge Perry.
Okay.
He was 72. There you go. There's your Hall of Famer.
Not a Hall of Famer, but a legend.
Or a legend. There you go. Excuse me. Well known. Sam Huff.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Well, we brought him up too with 70 because those were his two numbers, 70 and 72. And
first time two-timer on the call-outs?
Possibly.
Maybe Jordan.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
23,
LeBron
45,
and Kobe. Mm-hmm. But either way. Yeah, jam-packed week. WWE's in New York twice for Monday Night Raw and NXT. Some big stuff happened on that show. We have AEW Full Gear predictions to get to later in the show. And let's just kind of get into it. Go straight to the flagship show. Monday Night Raw. You saw this in real time. I was out in the movie because you had your stuff in before, but I pretty much agreed on everything you listed on this show.
Yeah. I really had this like rounding up. I think the biggest thing on here is that I had this as a top shelf, like as a show for Raw, like how potent and like good of a show just overall that it was, like one of the Raws of the year. So that's why I had it as top shelf. Obviously we're gonna have to stack that up when we think about when we come down to like, the actual episodes of the year, whichever one we end up picking, but we're gonna have to review that. That's coming up. It's holiday season too. Yeah. So but this is there in late contention. But anyway, the reason that it is the primos that happened on this. I thought even in a vacuum, the things that I was looking forward to the most was Maxxine.
Oh yeah. And you called it last week when you said like she better win.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, if she doesn't win, this is like such a whiff of a storyline.
Yeah.
Like I think like I obviously wouldn't be the only person to be like, oh, what the fuck are we doing here? If Maxxine doesn't win, but I would have changed it. I mean, it would have been top shelf if it didn't end the way that it did. But either way, the match was great. Still got all of the storyline notes like coming back to us. Obviously, Becky is a better overall wrestler than her, but the storyline being like, hey, she's keeping pace. She's improved dramatically, and you got to take her seriously. And the finishing spot. Oh shit! I am sliding out. The finishing spot of the match. That's the only reason, like I said, it's not top shelf. I would have had her tapping Becky out with the ankle lock. Like, hey, you just got to give it up, Becky. You're one of the 4 horsewomen, but sorry, you know what I'm saying? You're out of here. Your time's up. But we get a AJ Lee appearance. First time we get to see her. And like
WrestlePalooza.
WrestlePalooza since her match when they actually won. It was the couples war that we had at WrestlePalooza on ESPN. But yeah, just causing the distraction. Not actually getting physically involved. Did she?
No.
So yeah, just the distraction.
And then Becky's distraction. She turns around, catches a crossbody into a pin.
And we find out, that's Maxxine's finisher, apparently, the diving crossbody pin. So that's how she gets the 1, 2, 3. And last thing I would have changed is like, hey, you beat her. You worked for this. You don't got to slide out of the ring. I don't think I would have had her slide out of the ring. I understand, like, you're still the underdog, but you're also building confidence. You got her. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, put some respect on Maxxine's name. This is great. I know you mentioned like loving Otis, seeing Otis and Tozawa. Like we ain't seen them obviously in a bit, but like them to be immediately there to support her, like low key, like the New Day coming out when Kofi won the title and shit. So great moment. One of my favorite, definitely one of my favorite storylines on Raw for the year for sure. Is Maxxine winning the title?
Oh, for sure. That was Becky did a great job. Yeah, made Maxxine look like $1 million, and that's. Not to say that Maxxine didn't do anything. Like, she obviously greatly improved, and you can see that she actually cares. And it has, again, like, I like Maxxine before she was in the ring because I'm like, you could tell, like, she's not one to just be like, I'm the pretty girl. I'm too afraid to make fun of myself and just, like, genuinely throw myself into the business. And you could tell from day one, she's like, oh, like, if I'm here, and I want to participate. I could be at Chelsea Green, or I can just, practice behind the scenes and work my in-ring game enough to be in this position to win the Intercontinental Championship. So, like I said, I was in movies, but as soon as I got out, I had to look up like how Raw was going, and I saw that she had won. I was like, I don't even need to watch this. This was primo off the wrap. And obviously, yes, there are certain things that I'm like, man, I wish there was a little bit more definitive. Maybe they do that on a run back, because Becky is doing great heel work. I think this is the best heel work that she's been doing with this kind of like, again, like I mentioned it before in the past, like Trumpism kind of like mindset of how she's kind of approaching her championship reign. It's like everybody's talking about it, everybody's doing this. So you could even check Sports Illustrated or whatever says I'm best and whatever. Or like her argument this week is that there's a manager's license that you need to have in New York, and AJ Lee didn't have that, which disqualifies the contest, and she's still the real champion. So just the outlandishness of her heel work has been great. So I think Maxxine can get that definitive, call back, run back, a win on a run back. Becky's gonna ask for.
But that'd be great too. And just to add to your point of her like deranged heel work is like I remember telling you.
She has a good one.
Yeah, that's a good word for her. Is that deranged politicking is. To add to that point, as I told you earlier about the social media post, like Instagram post Adam Pearce put, and he was like, for those of you that don't understand the stress of being a GM, it's 24/7, and then it just his recent calls, and it's just 7 calls in a row, and it says Rebecca Lynch like on there, so it's clearly she's like you said, complaining like hell no, I need that run back, and he just keeps on banging on her like no, you lost, like so. But yeah, that was my favorite thing that happened on the show. For sure, but we're gonna get to SmackDown later in the week. But this was, I almost feel like now that I'm looking at this, because I do have this as like a Raw of the Year in my mind, I'm low-key skewing some of these mids down more, like as far as like the wrestling, because the wrestling was all great across the board on this show, but I just picked the 2 most like storyline potent things, I guess, as Primo. But I guess I should give that standard of like all the wrestling across this was Primo.
Yeah, for sure.
So this is more so a ranking of like, I guess more so my interest.
Hey, that's how these rankings are, whatever you.
Well, yeah, that's why I'm explaining it this way, but just so it makes sense why I have it in mid. You know. But anyway, the other Primo that I had, it's funny, I forget exactly which segment this came off the heel of but the headline is that Brock and Roman are the 5th members of War Games.
Up the show,
yeah, it was, but. Was this the Vision announcing? Like the Vision came out? Yeah, that's what it was. So it was just Paul Heyman and the Vision, and we get Brock, coming out, and who was it? CM Punk and we need to review these teams exactly.
CM Punk,
the Usos,
Roman Reigns, which he came out as well.
Yeah, exactly.
And Cody Rhodes.
There we go. Thank you. I don't know why I can't remember. Those are all headline world champions with the exception of Jimmy. But this was a great standout. I mean, obviously the returns of just both of them. That just carries it as a Primo, obviously. And we get the destructive like brawl across the ring, and we see these 2 Titans going at it immediately. The impact that these guys have, once they're back. So hey, I'm just ready for the match. It's one of those situations, they really did a lot of work for like this Survivor Series. Like this is going to be one of the best Survivor Series. Like I'd say, cause in a vacuum 2 years ago, the return of CM Punk, that was at Survivor Series. So like as an individual moment, I think that's a Hall of Fame moment, but like I can't, because of that. I remember that was also Randy's return.
Yeah.
But because of that, I don't remember really shit else except for those 2 things where I feel like this is actually pretty stacked card we've got going into Survivor Series.
I haven't looked at the full card yet. I know we got Cena and Dom. We have these 2 War Game matches,
men's and women's. Yeah.
There is a singles match. I forget. I think I forget. But we'll get to it in a couple next week when we do our predictions for that. But. No, I do think that for the men's War Games match, I do think there was a little bit of predictability.
Yeah.
With both Roman and Brock participating on it. I know there's been a lot of chatter. It's just like they're trying to make this feel, because Survivor Series War Games, it's usually kind of like it's still one of the top 4, but it's always the 4.
Yeah,
within,
for sure.
WWE's major, pop-up shows of the year. But no, I mean, I think it's Primo for the fact that it's like, man, like these teams are pretty stacked. You know what I'm saying? Like on the Heyman side, Logan Paul is probably like the weakest link
for sure
on that. When you have, Brock, Drew, and the Vision.
Yeah.
And then on the other side, like I said, Jimmy is probably like the weakest one on that side. but you still have Roman, Jay, Cody,
the actual
you
champion.
know what I'm saying?
And like I said, obviously, unfortunate. It sucks so bad that Seth is hurt.
Yeah,
because it's clearly taking out Logan Paul and putting in Seth.
that would have been dope.
Like I said, I'm seeing right now, this is Seth's WWE. He's at the top of the mountain. That's the way I see it right now. So having like him, Drew, and Brock,
I can see that. There's a little. They probably like.
That'd be insane.
I don't know how long they were gonna take the turn on Seth, but they definitely would have been cooking at this point instead of I think they would have been a little bit more of a slow cook.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, overall just great. And then again, having it done in MSG, both for Maxxine and this, like really great ways to use it. Even the Becky, AJ Lee return. Like again, you had 3 returns in the same night and a championship win. So that was awesome. Also being in MSG was Cena's last time in MSG.
Crowd pleaser.
Yeah. Did he have any announcements? No, there wasn't an announcement. Was there?
Oh, I mean, it would segue into this shake that I had, which is just the match. Yeah. That's the rematch.
Okay,
that was the big thing.
They ended up having a 3-on-3 match. I was wrong because I thought he was going to defend his title against Javon after Javon lost to Gunther. But
they said have him pull double duty.
Nope, you were right. You were right. Like, that's why I had that at shake as well. Just the Dominic and being announced for SummerSlam.
Yeah.
But the crowd got to go home happy.
Yeah, I think that's what it was really about because we get Dom coming out saying that it was a fluke and I'm the king of the luchadors, yada yada yada, obviously. And
they started jumping him, and then that led to the match. Yeah,
saying that he but being smart on him, honestly, in character, because Cena's like, oh, let's do it right now, and of course you're like, okay, yeah, I want to see that. Everybody's cheering, and he's like, no, on my ground, so the same way you won the title from me in Boston. So I think that's smart, even though that is like the typical heel thing to do. But still, I like them. But that leads us into obviously Super Cena still I want to beat your ass regardless. Yeah. So we get the 3-on-3
predictable match.
Yeah,
but it was fun, especially knowing it's gonna be the last time Cena wrestles in the Garden, and you just play the hits. That's all you got to do.
He's got the OG of
they all
OGs.
did the fucking "You Can't See Me" at the same time, and all of it. It was just like, hey, man, if people say wrestling cheesy or just over the top, I'm like, yeah, but in cases like this is where it's work. And if you can't have fun with this and enjoy this, then that's a sad life.
Yeah, you had to see 3 sets of 10 beats of the Bad Run.
Yeah,
too. So it was that I guess you would call 30 beats. Yeah. so
that was fun. That was great. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Return.
That was the crowd pleaser
of Dolph Ziggler.
Yeah. That pop. Yeah, the pop from his. He has some great music. Yeah. What is him in the lyrics to that? I don't even know what he's saying.
To save the world.
Oh, it's I'm saving the world. Oh yeah, that's just that part. Yeah, I love that. Yeah, just the beginning of that.
Yeah, he lost the solo though.
Yeah, he did. I'm upsetting, but it was great to see him though.
That's what I said because you brought both back, Zack Ryder,
and both predictable. Yeah,
and they both lost, and so it's just a little disappointing on that. But it's good to see Dolph's back, and he was doing what he's always been doing, just putting on A+ performances.
Yeah, great selling.
Yeah. So, and then we talked about it briefly. Gunther, obviously, predictably, first night back, came back to his old music.
Yeah.
But had a pretty great match with Javon Evans, and obviously defeated him.
I like the. I guess it's his non-champion music. Because when I hear the other, I like the other one. It's way more imposing with the heavy chants, "Gonta, dun, 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 Gonta." I'm like, but I like the look also because he reverted back to also just an old boxing look. He just had even though it was clean, we know that he's a wrestler, a traditional wrestler, Greco-Roman, choke you out type of thing, and that's exactly what he did to Javon. Javon was on, a great run, getting all his high flying offense, but I love the great thing about the modern era of wrestling, super slow mo when Javon was on his run, and then Gunther had enough of it. because Javon's red dot. It's that springboard like Inseguri.
Yeah.
So he does the springboard, but Gunther had it scouted and just boots him in the face, and they showed that in super slow mo, and you're just like, Jesus, he ate the fuck out of that. And once again, like, yes, scripted, but not fake.
Yeah.
Get kicked in the face and shit.
Can't fake that too much. You still got to take it.
That's still a 265-pound kick in the face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we get a power bomb kick out, but choke out.
Mm-hmm.
And Gunther looks like he's probably going to win the
like
tournament.
I said, whoever wins this match is going to win the tournament and face Cena. So Gunther, even before the tournament was even made, it was like, who could be Cena's last opponent? And Gunther was probably the odds-on favorite.
Yeah.
For that, so not surprised, but again, it was still they're gonna come across each other. I feel like many more times, and they're gonna put on even way better performances they did. Not to even diminish what they did tonight, but
because it was so great. Like I said, it was all primo. Yeah. This was just in the long term, I guess, generally predictable across the board. Like you said, even with I said Maxxine better win.
Yeah.
Roman and Brock were the two that we had. Even Dolphin, Matt Cardona, or Zack Ryder, a crowd pleaser for Cena. Yeah, pretty predictable card. And we even said like Gunther early on when we saw he was the early seed. He's like a number 1 seed or 2 seed at least to win. So, but still great regardless. So I really enjoyed this show for sure. This was they've been doing a damn good job with this Survivor Series build. That was my point earlier. That I just wanted to say. But that's all I had for Raw.
Okay, cool. Yeah, same here. Let's get into the Bodega NXT. I really enjoyed this show. Yeah, I actually did watch this live. So
okay, good. You can lead me through this because this was what I wasn't able to. But
my primo is JC Jane.
Yeah, I did watch this. Yeah.
Winning back her NXT title, becoming 2-time champ against Tatum Paxley, and becoming the new women's champ. And this was highlighted by the Culling turning on Tatum Paxley.
Yeah.
But I want to first talk about the match first because Jason Jane looked great. Just like his presentation wise, because if you've seen her outfit and her hair, I'm like, okay, this got like that WrestleMania look to you.
Oh, you're like, oh, she's winning. Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, she looked great. And then I saw her. That was the time because when she won the title the first time, I was like, all right, good luck. Yeah. And let's see how you handle the heat of talent that's going to be coming at you and challenging you for your title and how do you defend it and things of that nature. She's really grown as a character, grown as a wrestler, and at that moment, I was like, I can see you actually being in WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Winning, fighting or defending for the, WWE Women's Championship. I saw it in that. And then Tatum Paxley also looked great in the ring. I was like, man, I'm sorry, I was not familiar with your game, but she was in everything super clean, legitimate. I was like, okay, let's go, Tatum Paxley. That was a hell of an impressive match. And then the storyline within the match was also great because both 2 times Izzy Dame threw in a chair and she threw in a title for Tatum to use, and Tatum was like, "I'm not going to use it. What are you doing? Stop!" And she threw it back. But that was ultimately her demise because as she got thrown out the ring, she tried to come back. This surprised me. I was like, as predictable it might be that Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley were going to split, the way that it happened and the suddenness of it that's why this is in primo, because I was like, oh, wow, it got me when I was watching. I was like, oh, snap. Shawn Spears and other dude just stopping Izzy Dame, Tatum Paxley from going back in the ring. And then what happens out of nowhere? Boot to the face, knock her out, throw her back in, 1, 2, 3, and new champion. And I was like, damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, I like the fact that the men interfered.
Yeah,
exactly.
Because I was always wondering, I was like, where's Shawn Spears in all this? Is he going to side with Tatum or is he going to side with Izzy? And clearly, side was not hard for him to pick. So that was why this was primo for me.
Yeah, I mean, you hit everything on the head, because this is why I said it's the only thing that they actually did put the extended version of this match on YouTube versus short highlights we get from AEW, which I'm still gonna shit on AEW and Tony Khan for. Give us back our fucking 11-minute highlights they used to have. But it's hey, we know they gotta get the views. They gotta get the
get the channel numbers up,
exactly.
like
That's exactly what it's
the
for.
actual product up. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I love to see the men interfere.
Mhm.
Like men and women can interact physically in
They didn't
this.
physically touch her, but they stood in her way imposingly.
Well, true. I mean, that is like, I mean, that's all you need from the men at that point.
Yeah.
But I will say, just to echo your point, is that like Tatum Paxley first got my attention just with unique finisher, Psycho Trap, you know? And I'm like, oh, some kind of twisting arm leg driver. I don't even know what the fuck but now called Cemetery Drive or whatever. But during the match, like you just saying how great of a wrestler she's been in ring, I immediately thought of the profile that I brought up last week. When I'm just like, yo, she's fucking jacked. You know, actually seeing her.
That's
like,
I heard that she's like a power lifter.
Yeah.
Like, broke all of Bianca Belair's like performance records for like weightlifting and stuff like that. I'm like, damn,
that
like,
makes
you can't
sense,
tell
like,
her from her physique, but apparently like she's strong as a mug.
It's definitely an advantage to like your job if you can be strong as fuck like as a wrestler. I mean, that's part of the reason that Bianca's one of the best, right? So she can get you basically anybody up for the KOD, almost everybody. But okay, that was the best thing. I agreed. I'm sorry that I'm gonna have to like let you. I'm gonna just sit shotgun right now.
Sure.
As you take me through NXT.
Yeah. Other things that are like pretty much all mids, but pretty still entertaining. Dark State retained their titles against Leon Slater and Javon Evans. Again, most of the lifting is on no disrespect to Dark State, but like, you know, Javon Evans and Leon Slater are just
fucking amazing.
You know what I'm saying? That like, man, like the Culling did their thing, not the Culling, but Dark State did their thing. They've greatly improved, you know, both as like, you know, wrestlers and also just like finding out what the Dark State is or like getting their vibe around their characters a little bit more. Like, not always the best promos. I think Saquon is still the star of it, but like the other members, I do think there's been improvement from once they first initially debuted to where they're at now. I'm like, okay, like this is a little bit something. I can see where you guys are going with this. So kind of like a Death Riders kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I was about to say, where do you think they're going with it? Because I still don't know. So
I don't know what they're going with it, but I'm still like, I understand like their vibe as characters.
Like you said, Death Ridery. That's what they feel like. Okay.
But no, yeah, great match. You know, Javon Evans and Leon Slater. Anytime you put them in a match, it's just gonna be highlights.
That TNA match is fucking. That's got to be like. That's got to be up there for one of the matches of the year.
Yeah,
and like that, the chemistry of that. And it's funny because you can see they got greedy like after that, because it's like after watching that, holy shit, like them being able to time double springboard neck breakers and shit, countering each other and stuff like that, and then immediately trying to do that with other people. It's like you can't do that. Like tragic botches. Like or nobody's hurt, but you know, like mistime shit. It's like, yo, that's what proves to me. It's like, yo, this is a 1 out of 1.
Yeah,
either chemistry or even match that we saw right there. But yeah, they're amazing. So I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back and watch this, like all of this stuff. But for sure, that's the number one
thing. Yeah. Other thing, Thea Hale and Joe Hendry lost to
Ethan Page and Chelsea Green.
Yeah.
I love Thea Hale, and I really liked her return, but at no point did I didn't think like the so I guess surprise. I don't know. What do you think? Joe Hendry's not even a surprise anymore on NXT, right?
I mean, technically, he's signed technically to WWE, and apparently that came out official news. As like, yeah, that was last week, and apparently he's signed to a main roster deal.
Okay,
so he's supposed to be on the main roster.
Yeah, well, either way, I guess that just goes to my. Well, now he's main roster, so that takes, I guess, all the wind out what I was gonna say. But either way, I was just gonna say, even though we like Joe Hendry already, he has a great character. I guess this would be like, this is now him. Like, I wonder how much of like you acknowledge of the TNA-ness, like going forward, if he is like, because now I would think it's just like you acknowledge his WWE history, right? But either way, I don't want to get too off track. But Ethan Page and Chelsea Green are just too hot right now. They're just like, even as like, once again, giving some more shine to AAA titles on a bigger stage.
And I think during the match, they mentioned that they were going to defend their titles. Like whoever won, because it was a title match.
Yeah.
So it was like, whoever won this was going to fight at tonight's AAA event. And I was like, oh, they winning.
Yeah, exactly.
They defended their titles.
Yeah.
Okay, they're not gonna switch that up. They're gonna get so much heat, and Chelsea's probably gonna be so over out there. Both of them are gonna be over, but I could see Chelsea being super over. Last thing I wanted to talk about was
just to add to that. Hold on, real quick, because I mean, as much as we are having these like good working relationships with like Worlds Collide and like all these other like what's this one called? The special show. Either way,
this is Gold Rush.
Or no, I'm in the AAA event that's happening tonight.
I forget.
Yeah, exactly. But either way, the AAA shows. They are. I mean, we've seen Pagano and like El Hijo, Dr. Wagner Jr. and stuff on NXT, and so I'm already thinking right now I could see El Hijo fucking this up. He wouldn't interfere with Chelsea Green, but he can't stand Ethan Page after ripping his mask off. We actually got like a character rivalry, there, or like some beef, even just going into foreign territory. Besides just being general heels, you know what I'm saying? So. That adds a layer. Maybe he interferes in that. Maybe.
Yeah.
But I just want to bring that up.
Okay. Last thing I want to talk about. Well, two more things. Blake Monroe.
I'm gonna have to see this too.
Defended her title against Sol Ruca, and the highlight of this was Zarya throwing in the towel on behalf of Sol Ruca, who clearly did not want that to happen. Yeah. Blake ended up basically, attacking her injured knee. It was in a brace. Eventually got the brace off and put her on like a what's that? Like one arm, like one leg submission when she's like on like
a Boston crab,
kind of like a Boston crab.
Oh, a single leg crab.
Yeah, kind of. It's kind of similar.
Across her neck?
No.
Oh, okay.
No.
I said that's a muffler stretch.
No, but either way, she was causing a lot of pain towards Sol Ruca, and eventually Zarya was like, no, and then just threw in the towel for her, and then backstage. There were some contentious conversations between both of them, and it looks like we're coming up to the demise of
Zaruka, yeah. Well, I mean,
because it was a pretty good match between between Blake and Sol. So the fact that it did end like this, I'm like, I get it, but I'm still disappointed. Where I'm like, I wish I just had like a little bit more of a definitive, finish.
Yeah. I see that. That's like I see the submission you're talking about. Yeah. That's like that's a calf slicer. But it's a modified like calf slicer. That's what AJ Styles used in New Japan. But yeah, that's where popularity wise, that's where I know it from. But he even did it in WWE too. He was doing that a lot.
I remember.
But yeah, I see the ending of that. That's tough. I mean, granted, we already know she's slotted for SmackDown anyway too. So I'm just waiting to see the how many times is she gonna spear her? Like, how many times is Zarya gonna spear Sol?
Yeah,
when she breaks her in half, because that's what's gonna happen.
Who do you think initiates the breakup first? Do you think it's like as simple as Zarya turning on Sol and attacking her, or does like Sol Ruca say like we need to take a break, and then I think obviously Zarya is probably gonna be the one to attack her, but is it gonna be like a surprise attack, or is Sol Ruca gonna be like we need to take a break and like, I still care for you, but, we need to split apart, which then gets Zarya in her feelings and then eventually attacking her.
I mean, we're going to want the drama as much as we can squeeze out of it. But I think I would.
Because Zarya has a chance to win the speed title next week.
Yeah, I'm just wondering, like, how much confidence. I mean, it's not that Zarya is bad on the mic. I'm wondering how much drama can she get across, really? Because I'm like,
you don't have to watch the backstage segment, but she did a pretty good job having that conversation with her about like why she threw in the towel.
Yeah,
and she like her reasoning is legitimate, and from her character perspective, it's like I didn't want to see my friend get hurt and like have her leg destroyed again because you already had injured that knee before and stuff like that. So it's like she was doing it on her behalf because she knew that Sol Ruca wasn't going to tap out, and it's like but then at the cost of like severely damaging your leg and putting you out for a long term, like I'm not willing to have that for you.
If we're gonna care about the turn in a less predictable way, then we're gonna have to like at least build that drama with like Sol's resentment of Zarya, where like we're gonna see they're still gonna try and get through it. She's gonna forgive her, and like their chemistry is just gonna be off, and then we're gonna have to like it will be Sol initial like basically being like I can't take it anymore, I need to like get this out of my chest, and then like Zarya's like, "You ungrateful bitch," and that's gonna have to like that whenever Zarya turns on her, that's gonna have to be in ring.
Yeah.
Like I need to see that.
Yeah. I just wonder if like, is it gonna be as simple as like she just turns on her after like, you know, of a match that they might lose? Like, let's say like they have a tag team match for the titles and they end up losing, and then she ends up turning on her. Or is it gonna be like again like storyline baked? And I would prefer. It's been a little bit longer, but I do think there could be, because Soul's really been doing well as far as being like emitting emotion when, you know, she had to give up her titles and just going through this injury storyline where it's like, okay, like I see some acting chops on Soul that's really coming across, where it's like, man, she's like really torn up about this. And it's like Zarya, again, from that promo, I was like, okay, that was pretty good too. Like the dynamic and the bounce back between her and Soul. I was like, all right, I could see this being at least maybe another 2-3 weeks. I'm not saying a whole month, but I could see them getting up to the point where like you're setting yourself up for deadline.
Yeah. I would definitely want it on a pay-per-view. Like, because I guess that would just tell me.
You want the turn to happen on a pay-per-view?
No. The match.
Oh,
the
send-off
match is going to be on a pay-per-view. The turn is going to be, you know,
TV.
Yeah, exactly. But I was just like, that's going to have to be middle of the ring too, obviously.
Yeah.
And then Zarya I'm just calling that now. Zarya's winning. But yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to rush him off, but I'm just like I said, they're going to squeeze the juice for the drama. Like if we're going to care about the turn, they're going to have to build that.
Yeah.
More so. Like this is just like the low point in their friendship, but they're both faces at this point. Like you said, if she's being reasonable and y'all are actually friends, then there's no room for you guys to have friction at this point.
She also didn't want her to defend her speed title.
True.
And she gave that up because Zarya lost her North American title.
Hey, but that's your friend's right though as the champion. So I mean, I guess you can be salty about that, but I mean, sure. That's the only leg she got to stand on in that case. But yeah, I can see what you're saying.
Last thing I wanted to talk about on NXT was Cena was announced to be announcing the participants of the Iron Survivor that's going to be happening at Deadline in a couple weeks. So that's going to happen next week.
Yeah, so Cena will actually be on NXT.
Maybe. I'm not sure if he's going to be on there or is it going to be a video package. I assumed it was going to be a video package.
Well, yeah, he doesn't have any dates left. Yeah. But that would be fire, though, if he actually just came to, like... I mean, but then again, if Cena's there, I would imagine, like, he's Cena, so he's going to want to put a young guy over. Yeah. I wonder if he would get physical.
I think it's going to be a video package.
Yeah, I don't get my hopes up too high, but...
Yeah. But yeah, that was NXT. I really enjoyed the show. Pretty good show overall.
Yeah.
Again, the highlight: Tatum Paxley, Izzy Dame, Culling, all that. JC Jane, like that was definitely go back and watch the full. You know, I know you said that you've seen the extended, so that might be good enough.
Yeah. I need to watch the other stuff though for sure. This was a very strong week. Like I said, we ain't even got to SmackDown, but this is a very strong week from WWE.
Yeah.
Especially how the way you're putting over NXT for me. But I've seen, like I said, Raw is one of my shows of the year. And then SmackDown was obviously right. Like they've been carrying the wrestling torch.
Yeah, NXT was at like Madison Square Garden Theater. So
that's true too. Yeah,
that's like right next door to the actual Madison Square Garden.
Yeah.
But let's get into Dynamite though.
Yep. And in this one, I beat you to this one.
Yeah.
This was I'd say a standard, but like similarly just strongly built Dynamite. They're in their flow.
It's not as been good as their last couple weeks, but their last couple weeks have been like, you know, outworldly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, true.
And you got the actual pop-up show later tonight that it's like, hey, this would be a primo show for any WWE show. For them, it's like, hey, it was good.
Yeah. For me, because once again, storyline heaviness. Mox and Claudio actually getting the W over Orange Cassidy and Roddy Strong.
I think twofold. It was not only just the storyline, but I actually do think the wrestling was entertaining and good as well. Claudio's strength is crazy. When Orange Cassidy jumped out the ring and then he caught him and fucking bench pressed him.
And walked with him. I was like, military press, and he just walked. And I'm just in my head at that point in time, I was like, what are you gonna do? I was hoping like he would like at least like guillotine him on the steps or something, but like just the fact that it was a back bun, I was like, dude, that was like a S tier catch and set up to like a B. Like kind of my thought.
He threw him on the guard railing. That's what it was.
Yeah. Just like or even if he just threw him, like it would have been sick if he just would have thrown him like into the crowd. Like he should have just did that. That would have been amazing. But yeah. And then finishing, I really love, commentary. They've been really doing a great job with their storyline telling, just really putting over that, like, Claudio's really been carrying the weight of the Death Riders, like in the wrestling capacity, like getting shit done, because the actual finish of this match is Claudio effectively, like, he was not, like, they were neither one of them was, or he was not the legal man, but as the ref is, distracted or, elsewhere, hitting I forget what they call it, but I call it, in the wrestling game, it was a very European uppercut. It's just like set you up and then catch you on the way down on Orange Cassidy, and then Moxley actually getting the Bulldog choke win.
Yeah.
So, but it's like, hey, that doesn't happen without Claudio doing that.
Claudio was excited about it too.
Yeah, he was, and we actually get the character showing it. So it's like, hey, come on, man, I want this. I want Claudio to beat Moxley's ass so bad. Or like, once again, I wonder. It's just like how much drama are these two guys? I wonder how many acting.
See what
chops.
happens tonight.
Yeah,
because John Moxley got that no holds barred match against Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah,
and if Moxley loses that,
and he really wants to put O'Reilly over. Like,
and then the Death Riders come out and they fucking jump. Goddamn!
No way! Moxley. That would be crazy if they jumped him. Okay, if he lost,
that's what I'm saying. He lost to Kyle O'Reilly, and after the match, they jump him.
Oh, damn.
That's crazy.
That is still wild, though. Yeah.
We'll get to our predictions in a sec, though. Yeah, I really enjoyed that. I had that as primo as well.
Yeah. My other primo that I had, just because I thought this was interesting, like progression a little bit, was the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander from the Don Callis family getting the W over Skyflight, which is all Top Flight, the Martin brothers.
I'm glad I wasn't alone, because on Masked Man they were like, we see Skyflight, and we're like, we haven't seen them in like how long? I'm like, yeah, because I ain't never heard anything.
Well, Top Flight, is the Martin brothers, so you're used to hearing them. And then just adding Scorpio Sky, from the old SCU back when Christopher Daniels was still but obviously he's retired now, so. Scorpio Sky still out there representing LA and everything, but Skyflight is all three of them. They're trios. Okay. Great match. And I really like the dynamic of this match near the end too, where it's like, like the chemistry of like the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander was completely off, like the entire time. But like
deliberate, I think.
Yeah, but Josh Alexander still being like the walking weapon that he is, the moniker from TNA, and like still getting it done. Not by himself, but wanting to get the finish and making it definitive with a ankle lock submission. And afterwards, the storyline, like the progression I really liked was Don Callis being like, "Hey, ever since we've been on the same page, it's been up for you guys.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you've had Pyro back, you're getting W's again. Like it only makes sense." He's like the Donald Trump. He's like, "Hey, you might as well be the 51st state Puerto Rico. Canada, you might as well, be part of the United States." But anyway, terrible Trump. But
pretty good.
Yeah, just saying Don Callis also adding the wrinkle of like, hey, we've done a lot for you. You don't want like, you remember there's a guy, Kenny Omega, I did this for. You don't want that to happen to you. And I'm just like, oh, okay. We threatening the Young Bucks. And like Matt and Nick are like, hold on a second.
Yeah.
But we don't get like a definitive like clearance of that. Like we still have that wrinkle there because we get a Kenny Omega return, with a steel chair.
It's like Edge when it comes to return.
Like for real.
How many returns are we gonna get with this?
This is at least. I mean, also like the return for AEW. I mean, so many guys Kenny's is one of like the most banged up guys in AEW. So I would say that's at least 4.
Yeah,
I think he's had like legitimately like. Diverticulitis was like we all learned the definition of that because of Kenny Omega. This one, he had another early one, like because he had vertigo. Okay. Like, and that was just like, I guess he was taking a lot of like high neck bumps and stuff like that. But anyway, at least 3 I know off the top of my head. So that's 3. I'm putting the over under at 3.5. I take the over on that.
I had that as a mid as well, but I really enjoyed that, mainly from the Young Bucks, Alexander, Don Callis family kind of perspective of it. I think just like John Moxley, Young Bucks, ever since All In, they've been one of my favorite things to kind of keep up with on AEW. So, Yeah, really enjoyed that. Other thing that we both enjoyed here was Shelton Benjamin getting the win over Speedball.
Yeah,
great match. You know, I heard there was a botch.
yeah.
Of a count similar to like it seems like Nia Jax, Tiffany, and Jade a few weeks back on SmackDown, where like the ref just didn't count 3.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. Where it's like you should have just hard counted it,
Yeah.
like because he was gonna win anyway.
Yeah.
So it's just like he did like he probably you get knocked woozy a little bit, and he did take one of those like super he ate a super kick, you know. So I'm pretty sure I don't know if Shelton hit him again with something after that, but
yeah, he hit him a couple more times. He like German suplexed him and then hit him with another super kick, and eventually got the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Not too long after that, but yeah, still great.
Yeah, and I'm sure Speedball's fine, but it's just a miscommunication.
Yeah,
you're like that's all it is.
And another reason I have this up here as a mid as well is that this was also a tournament for the Casino Gauntlet for the national championship title that they're doing tonight. They're gonna establish tonight. And Bobby had a match with Ricochet to start the night to see who's gonna go number 1, and Bobby won that.
Yeah,
Shelton is gonna be in there number 2.
Yeah,
so Shelton and Bobby gonna be wrestling against each other.
I mean, if it's a Casino Gauntlet, I don't think they. Probably. Oh well, I guess it's a Gauntlet match. You have to have a decision. So yeah,
but they're gonna be in the first 2 in there.
Yeah, exactly. So I was like, you got to have a decision if it's the. Or well, no, because the Casino Gauntlet, like
they're gonna come in afterwards,
exactly.
But there's gonna be a time period.
Yeah,
where they're going to be fighting each other, possibly, unless they just stand there.
I think that should be a 3-minute promo of just like MVP. That's what it'll be.
This is not going to happen.
Exactly, like nah, we here to hurt people. Yeah, that's what it'll be.
He's gonna tell them to hold this to the end and don't spoil it right now.
Yeah,
that's what I would do.
They're not wrestling. Yeah, I would like that. MVP come out.
They're not wrestling until they're the only 2 men left in this match.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, even though like they're not, people don't get eliminated. You just keep adding more people. So, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I enjoyed that for the fact that like there is going to be Shelton versus Bobby theoretically.
Yeah,
for at least 3 minutes. Other thing I enjoyed was Hangman Shibata. That was fun too. Again, I forget how Hangman hurt his ribs, but maybe that was from the jumping that he probably took from Yops, but I'm blanking on it. But great match. Really enjoyed it. Not much to say after that.
I didn't put this on the docket, but as I put this, I should put this in Primo, or not Primo, but I should have acknowledged this at least as a mid. But Bleacher Report got Mina and Tony Storm, now known as the Timeless Love Bombs. So we got an official tag team name. I did see like
I like their entrance.
Yeah, the entrance and everything.
It was very coordinated. I'm like, oh, y'all practice.
Yeah, I was like, that's dope. But like that made me forget everything about the match. Yeah. So it's more so the announcement in my mind that they're actually like a legit tag team. And I like this as like a progression for Tony Storm, like just to like I guess I would say sidestep because I still wouldn't have them winning the titles. I probably have like Sky Blue right now, like the Sisters of Sin right now. But I like them as a legit tag team. And I hope to see them just more like I want to see this entrance more. And like, as silly as they both are, it just like helps both characters out,
For sure. Anything else you want to talk about?
What else did I have on here? Oh yeah. On Collision, we had the Mercedes versus Red Velvet title unification, sort of, because Red Velvet was hurt, but she was the Ring of Honor Women's TV champion.
Yeah.
And then Mercedes won the
interim.
So now she's the undisputed because she's beat Red Velvet straight up. So that's the sort of the other point to bring this up is that a lot of people are saying is like, Mercedes should just use this as her finisher. I don't know if you saw this, but the finish of the match was like, the lung blower she took from Beast Mortos, like the setup, and it's like the double knees into your chest. She did that exact same thing, but from the second rope.
Okay.
And Red Velvet, is her size, so it just killed her. Like it was like everybody, I'd be in the comments and shit, and the number one comment was like, she should call this bankrupt. Like this should just be her finisher. Like a lot of people really enjoy it. It looks like she took it as good as it probably. I feel like that was practice, but I don't know. When it comes to spots like that, it's like how many times are you actually taking it?
Yeah.
You know, once, twice. Like I don't feel like you're doing that a lot. So
Yeah.
that could just be an in the moment thing, but all the more to being great technicians, you know, in the ring and being able to know how to sell stuff. But you should look at it for the spot of it. And you're like, oh yeah, that works. And it's believable to me that she could hit that on Stat. Like Stat is significantly bigger than her. But I mean, when you just have like the added element of the elevation, you know, of the second rope, and you just gotta have the strength to hold somebody at their waist. That's all it is. It's just tombstone position, effectively. Yeah. That's an easy grip. And then just fall on your back. That's it. So, and I guess really the question is how many times does she want to take that bump too? So I can't imagine that feels too good, but arguably new finisher and an official championship for Mercedes. I guess she was at like 13.5 and now she's just officially 14. So or 12.5. Now she's at 13, whatever. I don't know, whatever number she's on, but that's what I had from and lastly, Okada and Mascara Dorada had a great match on Collision too.
Okay.
And they also had a scary botch in there where Mascara Dorada, you know, he was trying to hit a top rope Hurricane Rana. And Okada was standing up also. So it's as high up as you can get. You know, Okada's like fucking 6'6". So he jumps from the side, you know, springboards to, you know, put his legs up in the air as Okada's standing on the top turnbuckle. And Okada like just doesn't flip, and he basically drops him on his head. So it was very scary, like where the whole crowd like got taken out of it. But Dorada being fucking indestructible, like he laid there for a second, but I think he was like, "Oh yeah, the crowd's really scared," and like he went for the Rainmaker, and then just like rolled him up, like 1-2 kick out, and then he just got hit with the Rainmaker. So everybody, you could hear like the "oh my god," and then when he did the roll up, nobody expected that. So it's like, he was able to like get the crowd back into it for the last second. But it was similar to like what you said with Shelton. It was great all the way up until the end, basically. But bad for a worse reason because that was like, oh my god, is he actually? Yeah, he got dropped on his head. So
all right. I had one more thing. I didn't see this, but I was spoiled. But it's actually happened. We have a new TNA Knockouts Women's Champion.
Oh yeah.
AKA formerly of Xia Li. Her TNA name I don't want to butcher, but it's like Xia Ling Li, I think.
I'm not gonna butcher it. I don't remember.
Either way,
the former Xia Li.
Former Xia Li defeated Kalani Jordan in a taping of Impact and ended up winning the Knockouts Championship. So Kalani is a former TNA Knockouts champion.
Good. She didn't need it, honestly.
Yeah, they were going through things because they had to get the belt off of what's her name because of her, domestic abuse.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Holy shit,
charges and whatnot. So
Ash by Elegance.
No, not Ash by Elegance.
No, she got hurt or something. Right?
It was Masha Slamovich.
Masha, that's who it was. Yeah,
but shout out to Xia Li.
Okay, shout out to her. I did see that. I didn't watch the match, but
I need to go back to that. That was as well.
Similarly.
I found out it was like spoiled on like wrestling Reddit. Like, hey, we got a new TNA Knockouts champion. I'm like, oh, word. But yeah. Anything else from the coffee shop?
No, I'm good.
We'll talk about AEW in a little bit more after we get through the Book of Wrestling. Book of Wrestling, pretty light.
Yeah,
that's fair because last week we went
super heavy. Yes, and once it with us going super heavy. Like I said, I didn't expect you to add any last time.
Yeah,
so I expected you to add some this time. That's why I was like, I'm only putting two things. I'm doing one of each thought that I have, which is moment and a match. I'm gonna see what else he do, but all right. The moment. Or actually, you get your choice. Go ahead. It really don't matter. I mean, the match is just actually a posting. It's just a mention of a match.
Yeah, I'll go with the time Cena got fired on November 21st, 2010. At Survivor Series held in the American Airlines Arena in Miami, Florida. On the show, Natalya won her first championship after beating Layla Michelle McCool in a 2-on-1 handicap match to win the WWE Divas title. In the main event, Randy Orton retained the WWE Championship against Wade Barrett with John Cena as special guest referee as a stipulation in the match. Because Orton won, Cena was fired. Had Barrett won, Cena would have been freed from being part of the Nexus. Cena didn't stay fired for long, as he would be back on the main roster the very next month until someone with a very similar build and moveset named Cena wrestled under a mask on live tour dates.
And then they just never acknowledged that he was fired. Like, it was just Juan Cena, like, to break the mold. It's like, hey, y'all know this is done.
That's funny. I didn't know the one part. I don't even remember this. Honestly, those were like the dark days of the PG era.
This is why I brought it up, because that's why I'm like, I feel like this is something that is lesser known. It's like, we don't remember.
Yeah.
Cena. That's not, like, as big as Cena is, we remember getting, you're fired. Yeah. Like, that never happened.
No.
So, this is just like digging around with the authority, figuring what shit is. But I thought that was interesting. I'm like, I don't remember that shit at all.
Yeah, for sure.
And the acknowledgement, the match that we got for this week is also happened this week. This was November 17th, 2014. The formerly known as Luke Harper, rest in peace, Mr. Brody Lee, in AEW, the Exalted One. His first title win, his first Intercontinental Championship match. Or not first match, but first title win. And he beating Dolph Ziggler on Raw. So go back, rest in peace, Mr. Brody Lee. But this was that happened this week.
Rest in peace, Brody. Shout out to Dolph, as always.
Yep. And that was the very short look of wrestling.
Gallery was lean today. Let's get into the last show before predictions. Boutique SmackDown, and I'll start this off because I had this as my primo. Wrestling.
Yeah, and I just was more detailed with it, where I spelled out which ones were.
Yeah, I didn't want to call it everything because it was literally all the matches. On the show were amazing, and
they have been. SmackDown has been carrying the torch for SmackDown, or for WWE, like we've said in the last 2 months at least.
Carmelo Bronson. Carmelo pretty much has runway to just hit his entire moveset on Bronson Reed, but Bronson kept kicking out, and then eventually Bronson got counted out. So Carmelo advances in the last time is now. I think that makes them both of them look good in a sense. I mean, obviously you would wish a more definitive win, but it's like the way Bronson's been booked, like that's the best you're gonna get. But at least you get to move forward.
But they were also, because this just directs us directly into my mid effectively, because he lost by count out via Cody interference, not giving a fuck, and giving him a crossroads on the outside. And the 1, 2, 3. Granted, obviously, Paul Heyman and the Vision weren't fighting fair regardless. So we had Braun Breaker out there about to give a spear to Carmelo, and or not Carmelo, but the Usos coming out and evening the odds. So they were already brawling. And but after Carmelo gets the win, we get the Cody promo, which I actually really enjoyed. Like, you set him up and I'll knock him down. That's our relationship. I just really, a lot of fire from Cody. I enjoyed it. I kind of with him, remember hitting Drew with the title and stuff like that, and him being kind of unhinged.
I do like this. Jumped earlier in the night.
He did that's true.
He was laid out in his bus.
That's true. Drew beat his ass earlier. So, very good storyline element for the show. And I like the fight in Cody, I guess, or the more somewhat badass, not giving a fuck anymore. Now that we're just leaning into it. Maybe this could just be for Survivor Series. That's what I'm tending to believe right now. So we'll see if it continues afterwards. But at least the work obviously Cody's a great he can do everything. He's amazing. And I might as well, this is the WWE champion. So we might as well monologue the whole storyline of all the things that are related to this. But like I said, great promo from Cody, but also takes me into my shake thought. I know I've said this before, but I got to put it on the pod that I was like, Paul Heyman should just be the leader of the Vision, or regardless, he should just be the leader of his own faction. The weight, like I said this before, was like the weight that Cody's able to bring out and Paul Heyman, I really enjoy. And even the way that I said it to you as we were watching it, but I was like, the way that he was standing there, because Bronson Reed was like still down, selling the crossroads, and he's hiding his face, but you see like Paul Heyman was checking on him, but it's like now that Cody's talking, he's like Gollumized himself. He's like sneering at him, like, he can't stand every word coming out. I'm like, yo, it's like, even though Bronson's down, I feel like he was like, I'll find somebody else to come beat your ass. Like, that should just be...
I see it from the sense where I see where you're going with, because on surface, I'm like, do you want it as like a Don Callis family? And I'm like, not really, but I do think there's an authority figure-ness of like, kind of like a Vince McMahon, where it's like, I'm going to make your life
I'm going to change your fucking life.
Miserable like hell. Yeah. So like, I'm going to find whoever. Yeah. Whether it be Bronson or Braun or Brock. Logan or Brock, like I'm going to take that belt from you.
Exactly.
Like, so
just because
I do think if you kind of like lay into like he's kind of like the authority figure, even though he doesn't really has the authority of the show. Yeah. It's just like he has such a big overarching presence that like you don't want to cross the line of getting
Paul
Heyman's bad side. That I think would work. But
because it would be nothing for him to. I mean, we talked about Brock coming back, but like, if we could have him, like, bring him back, or like you said, if you set him up, I'll knock him down, nigga. You're gonna get worn out between all these guys. That Paul Heyman, and even if we didn't know the person, like, we know just being associated with Paul Heyman, like, saved Curtis Axel, basically saved Curtis Axel. But for the most part, like, yo, you're a made man at that point, like, You are to be taken seriously. And like you said, I made that relationship before where it's like, obviously you don't want like a Don Callis kind of like, they are very similar in that way, but like Heyman, all those guys are world champions, whereas Don Callis is more so like a conniving guy himself, where you know he's gonna screw you over. He'll give you titles and shit, but only at his benefit. Yeah. You know what I mean? So but anyway, I would love like a Paul Heyman, like, I always hated your daddy. You know, just if he just did that, or like, you know, I've always been 2 steps ahead of like the Rhodes or some shit like that. Like, because he can lean into the history and like all that type of shit. But yeah, that's our Cody and mainline segment, basically War Games. We got all that because we got the 5-on-5 segment earlier in Raw. So that's our whole setup now up until this point.
Other match I wanted to call out, we also had as a primo, was DIY over Faxium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, before I even saw that they even matched, I just kind of had like the, you know, match card up, and I was like, oh, we already know that's gonna be fire.
That's gonna be amazing.
So, obviously amazing match. Typically would have been brought down for the ending, but you know, still worked out pretty well.
Yeah.
You know, wasn't entirely big of a fan of Candice LeRae taking off the mask, not off because of, you know, oh, Lucha, you get no. I'm just more of like, again, there's some times where it's just like I just want definitive finishes, man. I just want some, even if it's a smodgy heel win, I'm like, I still want some type of 1, 2, 3 or a tap out.
I will say I enjoyed, even though I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm like, there's been way too much mask ripping. Like the only, like Loki, I'm sitting here thinking the only mask ripping that I want to see would be when Dom retires Ray, and that's if Ray wants to do that. You know what I'm saying? Or Penta has said that exact same thing. He's like, he wants his brother to do that to him. So outside of something like that, or like we doing like a Drew McIntyre and CM Punk type of feud where it's been built up like, holy shit, like, okay. But like a tag team match on SmackDown, Candice LeRae interference, like, all right. I was going to put this mid, but once again, like you said, just wrestling wise, that's like, I'm not going to be hard on it for the fact that it's like, it's not booked the way that I don't want it to be booked. But either way.
That leaves us with the A+ of the match.
Yeah, for sure.
Card, which is Ilya Dragunov holding the title belt against JD McDonough. And again, you just say like, oh yeah, that's what we going against this week?
Yeah.
Fire.
Yeah.
Because JD don't do nothing but put on fire matches. And so does Ilya. And they went 2 commercial breaks. It was a pretty much damn near an Iron Man match. How long this match was.
For real. You pointed that out. Yeah.
It was the first match after the promo, and that went like at least like 20 some odd minutes. So I'm like, this is damn near an Iron Man match. And so overall, A+. Like, A+ match. Like
for sure, that was the best match. I mean, and all of it was amazing. The spot of like, I love how like they just keep talking about. I mean, last thing on Fraxium and DIY, I did enjoy how Corey Graves is leaning into being the heel. It's like just ripping off the mask and exposing the grotesque features of
I did
Axiom.
like that. I did like that.
Just like leaning into the, he's scarred in a fire, like old Kane shit or something like that. It's like, has that ever been confirmed? Like Axiom's ugly? I don't think that's a thing. But
Corey's just doing his great heel.
Yeah, I know. That's why I was like, I know that's not the case. He's just saying that, but I feel like he really probably improv that. That's not even
for sure.
Yeah, he just came up with that in the moment. But yeah, and the Ilya and JD match, the JD, like whenever the spots of like him using his giant head, like I just love how over like his giant head is. Like giving a headbutt, because they were selling the fact that he had to work. He actually that's or low key undercutting or under storyline of the match later on was like, because his head was so big, he had to like target his neck and shit, like because he countered Torpedo Moscow with like, because he had it scouted and headbutted him. So when he came and got him the second time at the finish of the match, he caught JD by surprise after like, he does those hammer like elbow things. So he wore him down and like Torpedo Moscow H-bomb male sexy pin, as I'm calling it. That's definitely Ilya's pin, like your wrist laying on top of you. Like I said, they're rubbing shafts. Like if you're in underwear, that's exactly what's happening.
If I'm in a match with Ilya, I'm like, man, you gotta pin me. You gotta pin me like a normal like hook. Leg hook. You ain't laying on top of me like that.
So there's some wrestling fans out there that are wanting the Ilya Dragunov OnlyFans. Like they're wanting just the way we're wanting the Rhea Ripley the same way.
But yeah, great night of wrestling.
Yeah,
matches all around
on
SmackDown.
Honestly, I was thinking about it before. I had to add it in here because, like you said, all the wrestling was great. But I remember backstage we get Judgment Day walking in together, and it's like, oh yeah, JD's only got the match because his buddy's got a tournament match. So because that was the Penta and Finn match, which Penta won. So we get that extra leg in the tournament too. So Penta, fingers crossed, maybe. I mean, outside looking in, I mean,
it's funny because like I was like, man, I'd like to see Penta versus Gunther in the finals. But we haven't seen that. I was like, we haven't seen that in WWE. It was mentioned, I think, in the Bleacher Report article. They have faced each other in the indie circuit, so it's happened before. But hey, Penta Gunther, they go fight to see who's gonna face John Cena at the Saturday Night's main event. That should be a good one if that does happen.
Yeah.
Last thing I wanted to talk about was Becky and AJ are officially part of War Games.
Yeah.
Adding them as the 5th members.
This was I would put this in shake because
it's probably shake. I have it at mid, but I'm like, okay.
Actually, no.
I think I have it at mid because I'm like, the teams are just as the men are formidable.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying?
sure.
Because you were calling it out last night. You're like, yo, this is a great look for Lash to be in this match with Nia Jax and Rhea Ripley and Io Sky and Asuka and Kairi Sane and whatnot. Like, it should be another great. Both these War Game matches should be highly entertaining.
Yeah, actually, I'm not gonna say that's shake because we also got the build up of that where we got the backstage
segment with Rhea and Charlotte,
and I was like, yo, that was one of the most intense. I'll just say like potential energy, the static that you could feel, the tension between Rhea Ripley and Charlotte in that backstage segment. Because you see, like, I actually love that a lot because Alexa's like, hey, I got, a meeting for us or some shit. Like Charlotte don't know where Alexa's leading her. And then she opens the door and the camera follows them through the door and you see Io and Rhea sitting, on a lounge couch. Like they're at the club.
Yeah. Rhea's got her arm around Io.
And I was like, are they on a date right now? Like, and then they're both like, hey, let me talk to them, in private real quick. Or she's like, give me a minute. And then Alexa's like, yeah, y'all need to talk. And then we come back to that later, and they're sitting at the table across from each other, one-on-one.
Very dramatic, like.
Very dramatic, yeah. And then the final segment, and I was like, it's funny, because I guess I forgot about that in the moment, but thinking about all of that together, I actually really enjoy it. But I was like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
Because like, everybody got their entrance. We got every single woman got full music play.
Yeah.
And they're just standing in the ring. And it's like, all right, here's our 5th member. And then you hear the chime of AJ Lee. But before she can get down there, the heels attack from behind, which is great timing. So great stuff. And we get, AJ's coming down for the save. And then Becky intercepts her, gives her like a pounce, like off camera. That's like, oh my God, it's Becky. So, all right, cool. And I love I guess Asuka's the leader of this entire thing.
I think so.
Yeah, I mean, she shook Asuka's hand.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, look at my queen. She better win this. She's probably not, but I like how devious Asuka looked with centipedes crawling on her faces and shit. So
we got 1 week before that happened.
Yeah.
But tonight,
like you said, great setup. Like it is stacked for sure.
Yeah. But tonight we have a pop-up show in a couple hours. Full gear. As usual, a loaded card for AEW.
9 matches, right?
Probably 9 or 10. Yeah, give or take. They do have some long matches here, so maybe 9. But yeah, let's go through this card and make our predictions.
Nice.
Darby Allin versus Pac. The only match on this card that does not have a stipulation or a title on the line.
I feel like I shouldn't overthink this. And I should just go. I mean, the question is how indestructible is Darby? But I really just want to go. Like, I feel like it's a swing to go Pac already because I'm like, Darby is on such a hot streak. You know what I'm saying? He is like the kryptonite to them. But I can't help but think about like all the, like you said, the storyline of the Death Riders. How much does it bleed over? Basically. Because like, if Pac is able to do this, you know what I'm saying? But
hey, that's a good argument.
Exactly. But that's overthinking it, which is why I'm going with Darby. But I just wanted to tell you my booking kind of in my head because I try to rationalize. I'm sure you do the same thing. You know what I mean? There's obviously an instinct level to it, but it's like, all right, how does this actually make sense if you want to stretch this out or like put emphasis on this?
I would say if Claudio had a match on here, and maybe he's in the Casino Gauntlet, but if Claudio had a match, and he won the Casino Gauntlet and Darby lost the Pac, I think that gives more credence that like Moxley would lose.
Yeah.
And like you obviously continue to build that rep. It's like, yo, we won, but you lost.
Yeah.
And I got a championship belt. What about you?
Yeah.
You stealing my wins over here after I put in all the work.
Yeah.
Like
I just want to see that's the thing is like, because I mean, they've been really good at like, they've been very New Japan with it, like where their storytelling is in ring with the Death Riders versus like out loud. So if we could get a sentence, like an acknowledgement of that, that's what I think is just the only shot in the arm that we're missing. But I think they want to tell it in ring. So, yeah. But either way, Darby's winning. This is where, I mean, honestly, I'm like, would they give Chris Statlander a short title reign? Because we have the women's AEW title match. Mercedes is on her all-time run right now. She's on her Roman run with however significant you want to call all of these titles. Regardless, she still is one of the best, like, top 5 women's wrestlers in the world, right? And that hasn't changed. Stat, how you feel?
I feel like they really want to put over Chris Statlander. And you're right, it is a short reign if she does lose this match.
Because this is where I'm like, it's so believable because, once again, Mercedes already got 13 titles. Yeah. And I believe they want to build Chris. I believe the exact same thing. So, and also Mercedes would give her that for sure. I'm just wondering, how is this?
I think, though,
because I feel like
you can give Mercedes a short title reign with the AEW Women's Championship because she really don't need it. But to add to her collection, I can see Chris Statlander winning it back at World's End, ending Mercedes' world. You know what I'm saying? Pun intended. And the downfall of Mercedes starts in 2000. If she had a hot,
so you're giving,
if she's had an incredible 2025, 2026 is about to be miserable for Mercedes. And it starts at World's End with her losing the AEW Women's Championship. So I'm going Mercedes.
I already had Mercedes in there too because that was exactly what I was like. I feel like it's short, but I didn't have exactly the storyline. I mean, you just literally took like the storyline that I effectively had for like Tony Storm. You know what I'm saying? I want her to basically be at the top of the mountain, like, but you got to beat Tony. Like beating Chris is like, I mean, come on, you know. But I understand. This is exactly where I'm like, I thought her character work has been great. She's been antagonist. She has been poking Chris like at every turn, like way more. She's been way more engaged with
But
Chris.
Chris has got her on, got her back too. You know, with the fire in the face.
Oh yeah,
putting her through the table and whatnot. Like,
well, this is what I mean. It's like they've been engaged a lot more than ever with Tony and her, which is why I believe this is why I framed it that way, because I feel like it's a swing because I truly believe they want to put Chris over. I didn't have it booked that far out. Like it's just the match in my head. That's the only thing I can think, because I don't know where it's gonna go.
Yeah.
For Chris, but I mean, you just told me she wins it at World's End. Sure.
Because again, like if you want Mercedes to have a tap time, like the problem with Mercedes winning the AEW title, I feel like earlier in the year would have been like she already has all these other titles and the TNT title, TBS title. It's like, how much of the storylines do you want all kind of bundled up running through her? But now you only got a month left until the end of the year. Let her hold that title for a month, and just you can have the storyline run through her for a month, especially if it's all geared around the AEW Women's Championship.
Yeah,
and then she ends up losing it at World's End at the end of the year.
Yeah,
and then again, everything after that, she goes on her Moxley run of just like losing all her titles.
Yeah, that's exactly
on her downfall. So as high as you were in 2025, like it all comes crashing down.
That's exactly what I was saying about
2026.
Yeah, I was like, she only needs to hold that title for. I mean, you're saying it's shorter, but I mean, what was that match? That match was August.
All in.
No, Mercedes versus Tony.
Yeah, it's like all in.
All in. So August. So I was like, that was my effective thought, where I was like, the exact same. I didn't have it thought with Chris, but have her have that moment.
Yeah.
Like you need to have I need to have that image of every single time. There's no reason that shouldn't have happened, but especially with the look of it.
It's like John Cena getting the Grand Slam. It's like,
and it's at all in is WrestleMania for them too. So that's why I'm like, bro, I'm low key obsessed. Anyway,
let's get to this next match.
Yeah,
$1 million match, trios match, Young Bucks and Jurassic Express versus the Kenny Omega and the Jurassic Express versus the Young Bucks and Josh Alexander.
I like the thought of this. Just makes me think of like the segment on AEW. Obviously, it's the most recent thing that happened this week when Don Callis threatened the Young Bucks. Like, yo, are you serious? Kenny Omega's return, air quotes. They said, how many returns is this? How much juice does this return have? Like to just automatically win? I really don't know.
I feel like
I guess we're still on a feel good.
Wednesday was such a giveaway that I'm going Jurassic Express and Kenny.
Yeah, I mean, and I guess we're still on the feel good of Jurassic Express, like their revival. Like when I was watching this segment, like I mean, every time the music hits, because I forget the real song, but I can't. I love hearing that again now, and Kenny. I think you're right. No, don't overthink it. It's Kenny and Jurassic Express.
Casino Gauntlet.
This is the interesting one.
We know at least
5.
3.
But it's like 5 people we know, I think. Something like that.
We know Ricochet, Bobby, Shelton, maybe Speedball. I think Claudio might be in there.
Yeah. I'm going to try and look this up.
I didn't see any specific names, obviously.
Oh, well, you just looked it up. Yeah, there was
none on the on the Wikipedia, but maybe you might be able to find it. Let's go with 1 or 2.
You mean like a pick and a backup?
Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Casino.
I'm gonna go Bobby. No, I'm not gonna go Bobby. I'm gonna go. Yeah.
That's the thing, is like a Casino Gauntlet is like, because you're wrestling. I mean, they just wrestled for like the early spots where it's like, don't you want that to be like, you would want it to be later, right? Like you don't want
you
don't
want the
to
opportunity
be
if you could finish the match quickly.
Exactly.
Like Bobby can Brock Lesnar, whoever. Like he can't Brock Lesnar, Shelton Benjamin, but like if it was someone as wimpy as like
yo, if Shelton put over Bobby like that, like is that the wait? Maybe that's all right. Let's be clear on the stipulation, because the Casino Gauntlet, it's just one pinfall, right?
Yeah,
just one, and it's just like a Royal Rumble of people, and whoever gets the first like tap out or submission just wins. Okay, so. Yeah, I guess that's the advantage. Okay, so that's the logic behind it.
I'm gonna go Bobby, and then my backup is going to be Claudio.
because you got to think. I mean, who's actually been built around this title? And I had the thought also with these matches that we saw this week. I'm like, is this just going to be the Black World title? I think that's what it is. Because if you think about just the people around it,
Sure.
Bobby, Shelton, Ricochet. I mean,
Bayley.
Speedball ain't, but you know.
That's it.
I think that's what it's about.
If you think about who else could be in this match, like I said, I think Claudio could be in this match. I could think Orange Cassidy could be. No, Orange Cassidy already got a match. Right?
Yeah. Oh, the highest number of participants. Also, I found it can be 21 because that's right. It's like blackjack.
Orange Cassidy's not in this match. Okay, so yeah, I'll go Bobby or Claudio.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my two picks.
Yeah, those are two good picks, honestly.
The other one would be
Claudio's not booked for anything.
So. Other thing I would probably pick is maybe like Ricochet.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I would actually maybe replace Ricochet with Bobby as my number one.
What put?
Right now I have Bobby as my one and Claudio as my backup, but I'm flirting between either having Ricochet or Bobby as my one, and I'm gonna go with Bobby.
Yeah.
Even though Bobby probably should be more focused on the AEW World title.
I just wish more people cared about it, like, or around. I mean, what was in this? I need to see the tournament. I mean, I don't want to just like. Bobby makes the most sense. Like, I want to pull for Bobby. We want him to have a title. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, I like the Claudio pick. Like, just once again, adding to the Death Rider storyline. He's not announced for it, but it could be anybody, so it doesn't really matter. I'll just, I mean, it's so boring because I feel like I go Bobby 1, and then.
And I love for Shelton.
Nah.
Ricochet.
That would be, I mean, Shelton's not going to do that, but that would be insane if Shelton, like, just put over Bobby like that, you know? Or I would have him actually just helping Bobby. Like you said, that 3 minutes that they start is just the MVP promo. That's all it is. And then Shelton's going to be like, I'm going to help this legacy go on. We're going to put this strap on Bobby. That would be my booking. So Bobby 1, and like, fuck, man. I really need to see this national, because I don't want to just pick Ricochet. And I don't want to just copy you either, because that's just a good booking.
I don't even know if he's in the match.
But yeah, exactly, because we're just picking, at random. So let me come back to my 2, but it's Bobby right now.
Okay.
Like, I don't want to hold up the card, but I'm going to look at this.
No DQ match for the AEW TNT title. Mark Briscoe, Kyle Fletcher. If Briscoe loses, he will be forced to join the
Don Callis. That's Kyle Fletcher. Kyle Fletcher's winning this.
I'm going to go Briscoe.
Okay.
He has to. This has been like the third time. He ain't losing 3 times.
I like the dynamic of him. Like the fact that you could like turn Mark Briscoe into like a reserved, like he's gonna hate being part of it, you know.
Well, that would fuck me up is that MJF comes back and costs Mark Briscoe this goddamn match.
Yeah, he said he wasn't gonna come back until he found the bastard in him, basically. Yeah. Maybe I'll pick that just for fun. I'll pick MJF just for fun as my 2. But I mean, I don't think he would. No, he cares about the Triple B. He's already held the AEW title. I doubt he would want the national championship. So, I mean, what's Swerve's entry look like? It's the Black Championship. Fuck it. I'm going Swerve at 2. He's a Swerve return. Fuck it. Yeah, I'm going Bobby 1 and then Swerve 2.
Daniel Bryan or Bryan Danielson?
No, he's dead.
He's on commentary.
Yo, it would be sick if fucking my other commentator, his rival, Nigel McGuinness. Yeah. Nigel McGuinness, like anytime he that's the thing I appreciate about. I feel like the WWE fans are WWE fans, but like AEW fans tend to be like wrestling fans, like just a lot more outside of just WWE. So like every single time Nigel McGuinness gets in the ring, I'm glad that they've educated me. You know what I'm saying? So like I've gone back and watched like the rivalry, whole history, and all that shit. I'm like, yo, this guy was putting in work.
Yeah, and
for him to be a guy that's like not even injured, retired, he's like, I'm just chilling, retired. I'm like, yeah, that's interesting. You don't hear that from wrestlers, so it's like, sorry, that's my little Nigel McGuinness fan club, that AEW put me onto. But yeah, I got Fletcher retaining.
Okay. 4-way tag team match. The winning team chooses the stipulation for the semifinal match in the inaugural AEW Women's Tag Team Tournament Championship Tournament. So
this ain't even the title match. This is to choose the stipulation So now, really, you have to ask yourself, what are the stipulations that these women would choose? Because the Sisters of Sin is definitely going hardcore. They're definitely going.
Yeah. Babes of Wrath, Willow Nightingale versus Sisters of Sin, Julia and Hart and Sky Blue versus Timeless Love Bombs of Tony Storm and Mina Shirakawa versus Megan Bain and Marina Shafir.
I think what's the funnest stipulation? I think like Timeless Love Bombs. I don't know what that would be, but like Megan Bain and Marina Shafir, that's going to be a street fight. Sisters of Sin is just going to be hardcore everything, like weapons everywhere. Willow and Harley, I could see them doing like a Falls Count Anywhere. They're going to want to like wrestle like with the crowd, but I don't know what Timeless Love Bombs is going to do. But they're so character driven, and we were just talking about like their entrance and everything. I have no idea what they would do if they won. So that's why, for that reason, I would have them slotted last.
First Blood
for them. Oh no, it doesn't really matter who you got. But
for that,
that's my logic. I've been trying to put to it.
I'm gonna go Bain and Shafir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because also, I think this spot, I mean, like you said, it's not even the title match. This is the spot where you can get a good look without, like, you win something without winning something, basically. Man, the heels won. The heels won Blood and Guts. I think I'm going to go. Timeless. You don't need to put Tony over more. I'll go for your birthday, sis. Fuck it. I really have no idea.
That'd be my second pick. Honestly.
I'm gonna go Willow. I'm gonna go Willow.
You make a good point of like the Falls Count Anywhere and just them brawling everywhere. Like you could do that easily.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Willow and Harley. I love Harley too. So this is just a faith pick. I mean, it's a fatal 4-way and crazy step. So I know I'm swinging for the fences. I got no actual.
All right.
Yeah.
No holds barred match. John Moxley versus Kyle O'Reilly.
I really want Kyle O'Reilly to win this because, like, it's just the thing that's on the forefront. Or maybe. I mean, I don't think it would take any wind out of it if we just get a straight up turn, like you said. How surprising the Culling turn was.
Yeah.
Like if we get something like that where Claudio's just like, "Fuck it, you ain't got it no more," and just Godfathers his ass.
Yeah.
Like just takes over. It'd be like, holy shit. But
I'm actually gonna go.
I think. Go ahead. Go ahead. No,
I'm gonna go Kyle O'Reilly.
Yeah.
And I'm also gonna change my pick of Darby to Pac. And I think the fact that I have Claudio possibly winning the national championship, Bain and Shafir winning the tag team 4-way, I think Moxley's gonna be the only one to lose, and that's gonna I'm gonna go with my booking on that.
Yeah.
So Kyle O'Reilly basically ends John Moxley's tenure of being the lead of the Death Riders.
Yeah.
Yeah, and who are you going with?
I'm going Kyle O'Reilly too.
Okay.
Because I mean, if anything, like I do like the thought of like it's very much on the table that Pac wins, just because once again, Death Riders. That's what's in my mind. But that's why I mean, we brought up is like, does Claudio even have a match right now?
No.
I mean, you had him winning that, but I'm like, obviously, he could just interfere here.
That's true.
So that was my logic of Pac winning. I think Pac. I mean, he's a bastard. He doesn't care how he wins. So even if it takes interference, that's fine. I just think it's like kind of is. And Darby, I think also is pretty indestructible, you know, as a character. Whereas, I mean, we're always going to support Darby just because he's the little guy, you know what I mean? So he's an eternal kind of face, no matter what he does, no matter how crazy he gets. I think he's always the most he could ever be is a tweener, probably.
AEW World Tag Team Championship, Brodito versus FTR. Brodito.
Yeah.
I think what happens here is you probably get the return of Christian and Adam Copeland.
I wasn't even thinking about that. Yeah. True.
Cost them that match. But I think this is just a showcase for Brodito.
Yeah.
Like FTR, you don't need the titles.
Yeah. They really don't. I mean, Because wasn't they taken out? I mean, FTR took them out.
Who?
Edge and
Yeah.
or Copen. All right.
Yeah.
Because my whole you're right about. I wasn't even thinking about that. Because my whole thought was shit or get off the pot. Because I feel like FTR has been like I'm not gonna say I'm tired of him because like Stokely has honestly put more fire in the engine for him to me. That I was really going with. I really like that though. Yeah, I'm gonna go with your booking. Fuck it. I don't mind that.
Finally, Samoa Joe.
I don't know why yours aren't coming up here. I'm not seeing. Are you seeing mine as I update them? I don't know why yours are blank.
I'm updating it.
Yeah.
Steel cage match for the AEW World Championship. Hangman. Joe.
Hangman.
Does he have a squad? Like how? Like what
Does Hangman have a squad?
Yeah. Who's coming to
It's a steel cage.
Hangman?
I mean, Hangman.
But yeah,
Hangman's the main character.
The ops can easily come into the match and fucking.
Hangman's the main character.
Yeah.
I'm going off. That's why
I do have him on that Cody level of like as far as like it's hard. It's gonna be impossible. So like you have to put
beat him. Yeah.
A lot to beat him.
We're definitely gonna have a winner on this too, for this pay-per-view. Got a lot of differences up here. Dang, Mercedes winning the title, I think is still crazy. We both believe Mercedes is gonna win the title.
I'm gonna go Hangman. I'm gonna go Joe.
Okay.
I'm gonna go Joe.
Sure.
I'm probably wrong, but
I mean, granted, like you said, the numbers. I mean, because really you got to think, all right, where's the interference spot on this match or on this card? Because Death Riders at the beginning, and then have the ops at the end. That's not too much. You don't want to like OD on like the
There's
finishes.
also we also talked about Edge and Christian coming back. Like
possibly, that's another one. Yeah, going with that.
Maybe MJF costing Mark Briscoe.
Possibly.
So maybe a smodgy finish in the, maybe the Young Bucks sacrifice themselves for Kenny because the Don Callis family is, doing some funny stuff.
Yeah, some fuck shit. There's definitely gonna be a winner. We got a lot of differences for sure.
Yeah,
that's the thing AEW will give us. Yeah. They give us enough,
plenty of matches for us to have opinions on,
and enough stipulations for you're like what, like a 4-way to determine a stipulation and not actually the titles.
Yeah.
So it's like just the setup match.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
Those are our predictions for Full Gear. Let's wrap up this show.
Yeah.
Finally, Champions of the Week. I have 2. You have 1.
Yeah. Go ahead. Start us off.
I'll get through my 2 pretty easily. My first one is the Money Mike. I am a boy. You are not in prison anymore, Damon. Money Mike.
Yeah.
Cat Williams from Friday After the Next to Ricochet, because in his match against Bobby, he was trying to cut a promo for so long, stalling in the beginning of the match, and Bobby eventually just got tired of it and picked him up and like chokeslammed him out of the ring, and then Ricochet was still on the mic speaking, and then kind of yelled out this like loud, kind of hilarious screech that was just like reminded me of just Cat Williams in that moment of just
screaming like a bitch, basically. Yeah,
that was hilarious to me. The second one I have is the Mike Ehrmantraut No More Half Measure. So I know you haven't watched all of Breaking Bad, but this is a very iconic scene in Breaking Bad where the cleaner, basically, effectively, Mike Ehrmantraut was telling Walter a story on his cop days where, he basically took a half measure where he should have went in a full measure. And that's kind of like this promo that Mike Santana gave, not only trying to get back his TNA World Championship, but also putting out the notice on NXT that, like, I'm coming for all you guys. So I almost named this the Alonso from Training Day. Like, I'm putting cases on all you motherfuckers. But, in Training Day, he had a lot more vigor in his, delivery of that. I'm like, he was very solid. He just pulled out the chair in this, sat in the middle of the ring, and everybody there was no wet chants or anything. They were just all on like the edge of their seat listening to Mike cut this amazing promo where he talked about he just crossed 1,000 days sobriety. So shout out to him. Great promo, and it had that feeling of like, no more half measures. He's gonna take the full measure. And
So a good character dive on a promo.
Yeah.
I would like that. I saw that was the other big thing on TNA. I actually didn't watch it, but I saw it was like the emotional. Like there was like an 8-minute clip.
Yeah, that's the clip that I just put up
Mm-hmm.
there. It's really good.
My one title of the week is one that we've had before. So we given this the and new Dave Chappelle. No, nigga, don't do that. That's 5-10 title to Roman Reigns for his part of the destruction in Raw when we got Brock and him, announced as the 5th members, because he's definitely the one that's going to jail out of everybody as he decides to channel, Braun Breaker, or like Braun Breaker channeling him, the super spear, getting his momentum. He just said, I don't give a fuck who's there, and speared through Bronson Reed, and then also 3 NYPD officers who they put over on commentary plenty that this is New York, police department.
Yeah.
And I'm like, yo, that's at least 3 felony counts. I'm like, assault on a police officer. That's at least that's at least
you are not leaving the state. I don't know how are you getting.
I don't know what you're
Survivor
thinking.
Series. Like
you're thinking you having this match.
Yeah.
You knock three. That might be malicious wounding. They're all unconscious. You know.
Oh, they're gonna throw the book at him. They're gonna find all the charges that.
And then I said the other thing. I said you gotta lock him up and throw away the key
I'm
because we
surprised
know
there's not a segment on Fox News
because we know Samoans are black coded. They are black in WWE kayfabe. So that's a black man that just did that. Like, bruh, lucky he don't get the electric chair. On some real shit.
Oh, but
like we gonna get Big Boss Man returned, like, and he'll be like the head of the
RP Big Boss.
Yeah, I know. We'll get somebody channeling him, and he'll be like the the New York rep.
Yeah,
or like the cop rep. That's like police never do anything wrong. Like that guy, go get him. He'll be the new cop, Paul Heyman.
Yeah,
and then just there you go. There's Montez and Bianca's. We fight in the power. That's what it is. There's the faction. But yeah, Roman's getting that title. He's taking that from like 3-time champ Darby Allin.
Yeah,
who's just been.
That's actually one of our most given out titles. It's a good one. But yeah, Darby, I think definitely was the last one because he had the Molotov.
Yeah, he'd be trying to light people on fire and throw them off like fire escape balconies and shit like that. He tried to throw John Moxley off a fucking building. Like he dragged people in like body bags with cars. You can't do that. Like he's going to jail. But anyway, that's our champions of the week. I'd like to remind everybody to follow us here on this main channel. The like, comment, subscribe. Yeah, here. Oh, wait, no, this side over here. Yeah. The wrestling re-up at gmail.com. Send us your ideas, your bookings, what you want us to talk about. And we'll catch us here every Saturday, generally in the afternoon. Hey, we on CPT over here.
Hey, thanks for the comment. Full Gear starts at 8 o'clock.
Facts. 8 o'clock. We will
Eastern
be watching
time.
that.
Yes, we will. And until next week, we'll catch y'all. Peace.